Hello, and welcome back to the History Amnesia channel. Nestled in the lush woodlands and winding river valleys of what is now eastern Texas, northwestern Louisiana, and southwestern Arkansas, the Caddo tribes built their world. This region, rich with forests, prairies, and waterways, formed the cradle of a vibrant culture that flourished for centuries before European contact. The Caddo people were not a single tribe, but a collection of closely related communities, organized into three main confederacies. To the west, across the piney woods and rolling plains of present-day Texas, lived the Hasinai. In the fertile lands along the Red River, spanning the borders of Arkansas and Texas, the Caddo made their home. Further south, near the broad lakes and bayous of Louisiana, the Natchitoches Confederacy thrived. Each confederacy claimed its own distinct territory, yet all were bound together by shared language, customs, and trade. These lands, marked by towering trees and life-giving rivers, shaped the daily lives, beliefs, and achievements of the Caddo people. In this documentary, we'll journey through these regions, uncovering the unique stories of the Hasinai, Caddo, and Natchitoches. Together we'll explore how each confederacy adapted to their environment and contributed to the rich tapestry of Caddo heritage. From the towering pines of eastern Texas to the wide, slow-moving bayous of Louisiana, the Caddo world was defined by strikingly different landscapes. Each confederacy adapted to its unique environment, shaping their customs and daily lives in response to the land. In the west, the Hasinai Confederacy thrived among dense pine forests and fertile prairies. Here, the Caddo built villages near spring-fed streams, where clearings offered rich soil for cultivating corn, beans, and squash. Their homes, beehive-shaped dwellings made from wooden frames and woven grasses, were clustered around ceremonial mounds, reflecting both their connection to the earth and their complex social organization. Further north and east, the Caddo settled along the Red River's winding floodplains. These waterways provided abundant fish, fresh water, and easy travel routes for trade. The river's fertile banks allowed for large communal gardens, fostering a tradition of shared labor and feasting. The Caddo became renowned for their pottery, intricate designs inspired by the rhythms of the river and the wildlife it sustained. Meanwhile, the Natchitoches Confederacy occupied the swampy lowlands and cypress lakes of Louisiana. In these lush, watery environments, the Caddo developed expert fishing and canoe-building skills. Their villages sat on natural levees, safe from floods yet close to the resources of the bayous. The Natchitoches became skilled traders, connecting distant peoples through networks that stretched across the south. Though separated by geography, each confederacy's traditions grew from the land beneath their feet. The forests, rivers, and prairies not only provided food and shelter, they shaped the very identity of the Caddo people, weaving together a culture as diverse as the landscapes they called home. As centuries passed, the Caddo world was anything but static. The cycles of nature, floods, droughts, shifting animal migrations, kept the people in tune with their environment, prompting innovation and adaptation. Over time, the Caddo refined their agricultural techniques, rotating crops and enriching their fields with river silt to ensure bountiful harvests. Their villages, once small family clusters, grew into complex communities, centers of trade, ceremony, and cooperation. But the greatest changes arrived from far beyond the forests and rivers. The Caddo were renowned for their distinctive materials, beautifully crafted pottery with intricate designs, finely woven baskets and mats, and expertly made stone and bone tools. These items were not only essential for daily life, but also served as symbols of identity and artistry. Through extensive trade networks, the Caddo exchanged their pottery, woven goods, and tools for shells, copper, and other materials from distant peoples. These connections stretched far beyond their homelands, linking them to the Great Plains, the Mississippi Valley, and the Gulf Coast. Trade was more than just an exchange of goods. It was a lifeline that brought new ideas, technologies, and relationships, strengthening the Caddo's ability to adapt to changing times. In the 16th and 17th centuries, European explorers and settlers entered Caddo lands, bringing new goods, metal tools, beads, and horses, along with devastating diseases for which the Caddo had no immunity. These encounters reshaped daily life. The Caddo adapted by incorporating European materials into their crafts and tools, blending old traditions with new influences. Some Caddo communities formed new alliances, negotiating with French and Spanish newcomers to protect their people and preserve their autonomy. Others faced conflict, displacement, and loss. Yet through it all, the Caddo demonstrated remarkable adaptability. Their mastery of materials and their far-reaching trade relationships gave them the tools to survive and thrive, even as their world changed. They wove new materials into their crafts, adopted new crops, and blended old ceremonies with new influences, maintaining a strong sense of identity even as their world changed around them. Today, the legacy of the Caddo endures, in their descendants, in the land, and in traditions still practiced and remembered. Their story is one of resilience, a testament to the strength of a people who adapted, survived, and continue to shape the cultural landscape of the southern woodlands. Beneath the towering oaks and pines, the Caddo developed a distinctive system of governance, one that balanced unity and autonomy, tradition and innovation. At the heart of Caddo society were confederacies, networks of closely related villages, each with its own leaders, yet bound by shared language, customs and kinship. Leadership rested with chiefs, known as Caddi, who presided over villages and regional groups. These chiefs were chosen not just for their lineage but for their wisdom, diplomacy, and ability to guide their people through times of plenty and hardship. Yet no chief ruled alone. Surrounding each Caddi was a council of elders respected for their experience and knowledge of tradition. Decisions, whether about trade, alliances, ceremonies, or responses to outside threats, were rarely made by a single voice. Instead, the Caddo practiced consensus, gathering in council houses for open discussion. Here, men and women, elders and younger adults, all had roles to play. Debate was valued, and harmony was the goal. The well-being of the entire community always came first. This collaborative spirit extended beyond a single village. The Caddo confederacies, Hasanai, Caddo Hadacho, Nachitoches and others, maintained strong ties through regular gatherings, ceremonial exchanges and intermarriage. Chiefs from different groups met to discuss matters affecting the wider confederacy, forging agreements that kept peace and prosperity flowing throughout Caddo lands. Unique among many indigenous nations, the Caddo also recognized important roles for women in governance, especially in matters of lineage, property, and ritual. Women's councils advised chiefs and helped ensure that every decision reflected the needs of families and future generations. Through these systems, the Caddo built societies that were both flexible and stable, able to respond to challenges without losing their sense of identity or community. Their way of governance, rooted in respect, dialogue, and shared responsibility, remains a source of pride for Caddo descendants today, a living example of leadership shaped by the land and the people who called it home. But even the strongest roots can be shaken by storms. In the 19th century, the Caddo people faced one of their greatest trials: the forced removal from their ancestral homelands. As the United States expanded westward, treaties were broken and pressures mounted. The Caddo, along with many other indigenous nations, were compelled to leave the lands where their ancestors had gathered, governed, and thrived for centuries. The journey was long and filled with hardship. Families were uprooted, sacred places left behind, and communities scattered. The Caddo were relocated to reservations in what is now Oklahoma, a new landscape, far from the familiar forests and rivers of the South. The trauma of removal threatened to shatter the bonds that had held their confederacies together, yet, even in this new and unfamiliar world, the Caddo spirit endured. They rebuilt villages, revived ceremonies, and kept their language and traditions alive. Councils still gathered, elders still guided, and the wisdom of the past was carried forward. The Caddo adapted to new circumstances, forging new alliances, and finding ways to thrive despite immense challenges. Today, the legacy of the Caddo is not just a story of survival, but one of resilience and renewal. Their traditions continue to inspire descendants who honor their ancestors' strength by preserving Caddo culture and sharing it with the world. The echoes of their councils, their songs, and their ceremonies still resonate, reminding us all of the power of community and the enduring spirit of a people shaped by both land and history. If you found this journey through Caddo history meaningful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Join us as we uncover more stories that shaped our world, one chapter at a time.